What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are continuing our campaign in the top-down CQB planning game called No Plan B. This is available over on Steam, or you can purchase a copy of it over off of my game store at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. What you'll find in No Plan B is what appears to be on the surface a very simple kind of top-down strategy planning game, but in reality has significant depth. It has persistent items, it has persistent health, it has a permadeath option, lots of skills, lots of perks to unlock, tons of customization to get your team to look exactly as you desire and perform at the highest level possible. And we are in the first chapter of what is a multiple chapter campaign. We are playing on the normal difficulty, which still entails plenty of difficulty in and of itself. And as you can see here, we started with Furious Cry, worked ourselves through the Wailing Castle, Soaring Moon. We're back up on the primary mission line, going into Blistering Mountain. And if we take a look at Blistering Mountain, this is an exfiltrate mission, so pretty interesting mission type. The way it works is you spawn in the center of the map with whichever agents you choose to bring into the mission, and you have to design a plan that'll take them from that point all the way to one of the extraction areas, these green areas. What you'll also notice is that the boys are getting pretty tired. These Z's over their head means that each one of my operators has been in a recent mission, and if there's a number corresponding to those Z's, that's the number of consecutive missions that they have performed in. Each time they sit out a round, one of those ticks goes away, their performance goes up. If they continue to execute mission after mission after mission, then their performance is impacted and they're not going to perform at their very best. And that's a major planning consideration. So I'm actually balancing how many guys I bring into a mission, so how much combat power it actually takes to accomplish the mission, and I'm trying to whittle that down to as little as possible so that I can rest everyone who's able to rest. But reducing the numbers too low obviously makes the mission dang near impossible, but these dudes are up to the task. So if we look at this maze of an operation that we have to undergo here, we're going to spawn in this room. If I look at the planning bay here, if they've got a blue bar, these doors have a blue bar over the top, that means it's a transparent door. So that's glass that we're going to be able to see straight down. If it's yellow, that means that it is going to be a closed off door that you can't see through. So additional planning considerations there. And as you see here, we're in like a rehearsal space, a mock-up space rather than the actual live environment. And so you're actually doing your planning in this area, and then when actually you go live, you have this massive plan all planned out. You hit play and you watch the mission unfold. You only get one shot to make it work in the campaign mode. So if this mission fails, then I've failed the level. And because this is a primary level in the campaign, I'm in a world of hurt. So let's avoid that happening today. Now, if I look at this thing, how do we want to take it down? How do we want to solve the problem? Well, there's a ton of connecting rooms. There's a bunch of connecting hallways that present their own challenges. I'm very limited on resources, so I don't have a lot of flashbangs or ammunition. I've got dudes that are wounded, so I got to be very careful and use an economy of force kind of approach to this. That means I'm playing cautiously, but I got to move fast enough that I can get through the entire thing in the 3 minutes that are allocated for the mission. What I think I want to do is I want to stack as many dudes outside as I can, probably 2, maybe 3. One of those will be my DMR Fodder with an M24. Fodder has played 3 consecutive missions, so he's not going to be our best marksman, perhaps right now. But I'm going to do that. I'm going to put some guys outside to pull security through these windows to lock down some of these avenues of approach. And then from inside, I think I'm going to work the glass door here since it's already open. We're going to be able to peek it from external, push long, work here, work the long hallway again. I'm going to be bypassing a lot of these areas and just really doing a selective rather than a deliberate clearance to get me to the exit. We'll take this, and because this is open threat space right here, we'll go ahead and push long around the corner. This also gives us a window right here to fight from, so we can actually fight from this corner through this window to clear out as much of this space as possible. Combine that with a marksman here, a marksman here, and a marksman here, and we're going to be able to see most of this large room before we go in. If there's a room in this area that needs a bang, it's probably this one just based off of the size, so I'll keep that in mind. If we can get this room clear and secure, we'll probably push direct to that exfil point right there. So I'm going to get to planning right now. I'll fast forward through the planning so you guys don't have to watch me go through over the next hour and really trace this thing out. Then I'll explain the reason for the plan and kind of my logic behind the scheme of maneuver that I develop. And then we'll hit play, see how this shakes out for us, and if the campaign will live to fight another day. All right, guys, after about 30 minutes or so of planning, here we are. And I'm just going to talk you through the plan as I see it. Everything has to go right for this to work, but I do want to point out some kind of little details that I considered while making this thing happen. So we did put one sniper external. I was reminded that you have to have a sniper rifle to sit someone on any one of these vehicles. So I elected to put fodder right here. I like him right there. He's going to help me a lot earlier in the mission. He's going to help me even more later in the mission because he has eyes all the way through this window deep into this large room on these double doors here. So keep in mind, I will have one designated marksman external hanging out right there. I'm going to scrub through this a little bit slower so you guys can kind of see what's going on. First thing here is I get to choose between a fat hallway and a skinny hallway. Fat hallway gives me the advantage of spreading out more, not being as canalized in a hallway. I could put an assaulter on one side of the room and an assaulter on another side of the room, easily get into cross coverage, and it keeps it a little bit simpler. However, we're starting off semi-compromised here. This is a glass door, so we're going to be seen through this door right away. So because we're already seen, I'm choosing this because we're going to be able to clear it from externally, and that's why we're pushing down this hallway. What it looks like, we cleared the window from external right off the spawn, throw the door open, work down the hallway in some sort of kind of loose cross coverage, just kind of snaking our way down, stack deep, maintaining rear security here, because remember, this door is not clear, so we could potentially get outmaneuvered from the rear. Rear security remains a theme throughout this video. In this next room, throw the door open with the number one man. We already have a barrel on it with 2 and 3. We empty the left side of the stack first. Because we're immediately able to see deep into the center of the room, I know my first point of domination, he's going to have to dig this corner really good. So look at that. First assaulter's muzzle comes swinging around to the left right there on the way into the room. So he's going to see it. And as soon as he clears that corner, he starts collapsing towards the center of the room. The number 2 man here immediately clears his corner, which is deep, and then collapses also to the center of the room. We're holding short of this door, so we're not standing in the fatal funnel. We're also holding short of this door, so we're not standing in the fatal funnel. If this door comes open, we're getting pushed from this way, that becomes problematic because I'm not going to have a muzzle on it right away, not until the room is at least completely cleared. So here, immediately transition, we're going to run across this fatal funnel, so we're not standing in front of the door for too long. Get over here, and then immediately restack. Throw these double doors open. We're going to be able to clear most of this room from external except for hard corners here and here. I have a door here and here. With that in mind, we empty both sides of the stack simultaneously. It's a center fed, but it's a center fed where I can get lots of muzzles in the door at once, so I'm not going to empty one side and then the other. We're going to send everyone right away. The one man on either side of the stack is going to dig the deep corners. The 3 and the 4 man will enter into cross coverage, clear the center of the room. That's going to clear that room in its entirety. Here, we're choosing this hallway. Hallways are more dangerous than rooms, but these rooms are so narrow they might as well be hallways, and I would rather do one entry and clear deep than a bunch of simultaneous entries. At least that's my calculus, plus this is quicker and we are on a time hack. One thing to consider though is this is a glass structure once again, so as soon as this door comes open, we're going to be able to clear all the way down deep or get shot at from deep. We'll see whether that or not that favors us or hurts us. So restack, get everyone out of that. Number 1 man takes it, and here I do execute a center check on the way in. So door comes open, 2 man slides across. He pies all the way across that threshold before the rest of the team commits. When they commit, try to 2 at a time. And unfortunately, my number 1 man ends up being that dude who's on a rest cycle, so he's hurting real bad, moving slower than everybody else. As soon as we get that hallway clear from deep, we transition to a run down to the end, restack. We're able to clear most of this room from externals. That is one of the benefits of pushing that glass door, is as we approach this space, before we even have to work another door handle, I'm able to clear something like, 60% of this room before we even go in here. Next, we work the door handle here, and the stack just floods in right behind him. We know the uncleared space is this portion of the room. We also know that this has an open doorway or a window on it, so they're going to be able to see through that. We also have not yet cleared this, so lots of rear threats this whole time. Number 1 man digs that corner, clearing that uncleared space. Number 2 man, center of the room. 3 man, center of the room. 3 man doubles up on the number 1 man, gives me 2 rifles through that open window. The 4 man, you can see, is collapsing, and he's holding rear security. He's continuing to hold rear security. This man is a plate, so he's going to sit here. He was the number 1 man into the room, but he's holding this window, so we're not going to give up that space since it's already cleared. So he's holding that, communicating with these dudes. These dudes restack right side of the doorway on the door handle side. That gives them room to work it, and that's exactly what they do. So from here, they go ahead and pop that door, We do a nice big pan across the door, so our number 1 man, instead of just immediately button hooking, is going to gain some situational awareness by panning the doorway. Having done that, he's cleared everything up to that kind of angle right there before even entering the fatal funnel. Well, he's in the fatal funnel, but before even entering the threshold. So that means he can break this threshold, and as soon as this muzzle breaks the threshold, he can clear this deep corner. And that's exactly what he's going to do. So that number 1 man comes in, working that deep corner. The number 2 man is taking any follow or cleanup shots right behind him, and he's also holding this threat space right here if we get pushed from that big open window. Number 3 man follows number 1 man. Number 4 man parks himself, gets rear security. These guys go long over here. This is the kind of dicey spot because we're putting ourselves in a kind of a weird position. So we're working the exfil. We're trying to get over here. We know that there's this big open window here, but to gain access to that big open window, I have to clear this. We're going to basically run the rabbit right here. 1 man goes far, 1 man holds near man button hooks. Deep man's going to go long, but he's also going to be responsible for this window. Once we have this window, we're able to clear something like 80% of this room from outside. We couple, the 80% situational awareness we get here, plus the overwatch we have from Fodder right here, who's able to cover these deep doors. Really, the only thing left uncleared in this room by the time we go to breach this door is this area right in front of the door. So while this is a large room, I'm gaining relative tactical overmatch by taking this large room, slicing it up into little pieces, so that in the end, the only thing I'm really clearing is kind of a small corner of it, no larger than any other room that we've had to clear so far. So we do push forward right here, run the rabbit. Deep man is looking deep because we're expecting to see lots of threats in this large room. Near man's button hooking to protect his flank right there, so you can see he gets his muzzle around that corner before his flank is exposed up front. J-Red, as soon as that flank is protected and we button hook and clear the rest of this room, he's collapsing back to this stack. This man is pushing all the way to the window and clearing some 80% of this room. And as you guys see here, the only uncleared space remaining is right in front of the door over here. There's still plenty of areas where, plenty of places in this plan where things could go sideways, but we're doing our best to mitigate it. Next thing we're going to do here is clear this uncleared space and use our overwatch from this position and our sniper to provide security while we set additional security here and here. They're going to watch both of these doors. That's going to let us tear down everybody and peel on out of here using bounds. So door comes open. We're able to clear most of that area from the threshold by panning across, collapse immediately in that hard corner. 2 man comes in, finishes it off. These 2 guys are going to slide all the way over into their security positions. Once security is set, I've got rear security on these doors. I've got security on this door, security on this door. I'm now peeling this man off. He's going to go behind the muzzle of this man, and he's doing it at a run at this point. We're trading some security for speed. As soon as he does that, our number 4 man breaks off into a run, and the same thing as they peel off behind that man, break into a run, and then finally everybody is out. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes, folks. We will see how it goes. This is a risky one. There was not a single bang used this entire match because I'm poor right now and I can't afford bangs. I threw 2 on the last map, and so I don't have any. But let's see how it goes. All right, we've left the rehearsal space. We are in the live area now. And I don't even know what to say, man. I don't even know. It is what it is. I think what we'll do is we'll kind of watch it maybe from kind of this perspective. I'll just follow along as we go. And then once this mission is complete, I'll slice it up into that sweet cinematic replay, play it back for you guys, action movie style. But, hey, what can you do? Good luck, boys. Remember, we do have a sniper over here. If you hear a shot, that's our boy Fodder taking a shot through this window deep into that room right there. All right. Inshallah. There's Fodder already doing work. That means we are compromised. So far, so good. We are getting pushed right here. Oh, no. We took a casualty with a knife there, dude. We were just too slow. We had good security. We're getting pushed from the rear now as well. Oh, dude, we're going to get tore up. That's 2. We only have 2 men left. Our plan is falling apart, boys. I don't even know who it is. These knife guys are absolutely brutal. This is, our plan's falling apart. Our 3-man's not gonna, oh my god. Oh my goodness. Those melee enemies were just too quick. We had great security, we just didn't pull the trigger. We just happened to keep guys that were maintaining security. That's an absolute freaking miracle. And the only reason anyone lived is because Fodder had security from external there. Oh my god. Alright. I do think we managed to pull this off. Somehow. Lost 2 dudes in the process, but it got done. J-Red's down, Tiger's down, Noob was injured, but we got 3,000 credits, which means we can go to the frickin' supermarket, boys. And we need some perks here. We need to heal the dudes up. We need to rest them up. But let's snip this up into a little replay, play it back. I'm curious here. Let's do a little AAR. So we had 1 fatality right here. So we're getting counterattacked. We have a guy with a knife there. We actually have, these 2 guys are facing the door and should be able to get a gun up and shoot. We do indeed have a gun up right there. So look at that. We have 3 M4s pointed at this doorway. But that melee guy came straight through. What is this, ready or not? These freaking melee guys are quick. Maybe I gotta start bringing some PDWs just to get the rate of fire and the turn rate and all that sort of stuff up. Alright, so that was the first fatality. You know what? It's kind of a gameism. I'm okay with it. You know. I'm not going to complain about that. That next fatality. So this man pushes deep. This door is open. We know he's coming, but this is kind of like the drawback to that single-player game. Your plan needs to be flawless. You have to have security at all times. I already lost 1 dude, and I think that was the dude I had pulling rear security. Nope, we had already transitioned to a run, so I may not have had security at this point anyway. So now we got a guy behind us with a pistol. As soon as he shoots, everybody's now aware of it. And they start turning around, but not before our boy Tiger eats one in the rear. And it's just a miracle that we were able to turn around fast enough with Noob. And it's also a miracle that this dude isn't pushing us right now. So, like, if this guy pushes us right now, both of our backs to the door, it would have been freaking game over, man. But they knock him out, and they somehow managed to turn around fast enough. Luckily, this door hadn't been opened, so the melee guy gets held up, and we get to shoot him through the glass door. If this wasn't a glass door, we might lose there as well. All right. So that's that. Let's slice this guy up. And there you have it, folks. No plan B. That one was a doozy. We're about complete with this chapter. When it's all said and done, we will go through, deck out, customize, and upgrade every one of our agents, and we'll be on to the next chapter. I hope you guys did enjoy the game. Remember, if you do want to grab a copy of it, you can do so from my game store over at nexus.gg/controlledpairsgaming. I'm Controlled Pairs. This has been No Plan B, and I'll see you guys in the next one.